just last week, my family started to feel just kind of yuck. Like we were like, are we getting sick? Like what's happening? We're not sure. And my throat felt scratchy and all I wanted was some chicken broth. And I went down to the deep freezer looking for something else and I found a bag of chicken broth in these little silicone molds I'm going to show you. I was so thankful. I put a couple of those chicken broth little pods into a pot, warmed it up, put it in a mug, sprinkled some salt, and y'all, it was just divine on my throat. I felt so much better. My kids were asking for broth. We went through a whole gallon-sized bag of broth, and I want to teach you how to do the same thing and be prepared for sick season, because I really think if you have a good stocked up medicine cabinet and some good things on hand, even some elderberry syrup and things like that, I'm going to teach you how to naturally be prepared through a couple of videos this fall and winter, and this is the first one, and that's having some chicken broth on hand. In an earlier video, I taught you how to make chicken broth, how to pick the chicken from the whole chicken that you use to make chicken broth, and then how to take the bones and make bone broth. I'll link that video right here. I hope that's helpful to you. You can do the same thing with bone broth as far as freezing them in little molds or even just keeping them in quarts for a week until you're ready to make some soup. Things like that. So I hope that video is helpful for you as well. Before we get started, my name is Lana from girlteachme.com. I make videos on new motherhood, real food, and just creating a peaceful home for the people that you love. If any of that resonates with you, I hope that you'll hit subscribe. So it's pretty simple. You're going to take a deep pot, you're going to get the whole chicken, you're going to get the giblets out, and you're going to stick the chicken in the pot, and you're going to submerge it with water, just a little bit over. Also, if you just do chicken with water, it's going to be good. It really is. This time I threw in some onions, some of the little celery butts, the ends of the celery, and then some scraps from carrots I had. You can throw in some other things too, some parsley, things like that. You can kind of get creative, almost like veggie broth, where you take some vegetable scraps and make a broth. You can do the same thing with some chicken in there too. Chicken broth is definitely a superfood. It's been used for thousands of years in ancient medicine. Making soup or broth with bone-in, skin-on poultry is a process, but it makes really, really rich broth and it tastes delicious. Chicken also makes type 2 collagen, which is mostly needed in the body. And 30% of the protein in our body is collagen, and the gut is mostly collagen. So it's going to be so helpful. On top of that, there is something called glucosamine in chicken broth, which is actually a tablet that people take to prolong from having to get knee replacements. And broth is just total nourishment for your gut, and so much of your immune system is in your gut, and so you're just loving on your immune system when you get this awesome broth into your body, not to mention your throat and things like that. But don't forget to add some salt. If it doesn't taste yummy, salt is gonna bring out that flavor. And on top of that, I like using some real salt. I keep the brand Real Salt just in a little container like this, and I just grab big handfuls, and it makes a big difference in taste. So don't skimp on that. There's no way to use too much salt unless it tastes inedible. So you can go heavy on the salt if you want. It's a really good micronutrient. It's gonna be awesome for your body. This chicken broth will keep for about a week in the fridge. I would recommend keeping maybe half of the gallon for soup and the other half just freezing in little silicone molds and then popping them into a Ziploc bag and keeping them for sick season. It's a good idea to put a cookie sheet underneath the silicone molds. Once the broth is in the silicone molds, put it in the freezer, and after about 12 hours, they'll be frozen solid and you can pop them out and store in a gallon Ziploc bag, just ready to pull out whenever you need them, and then just stick them back in the freezer when you're done. So thanks for making chicken broth with me. I hope this video will really help you from getting sick this winter, or even just keeping that sickness time to a minimum and helping you feel better soon. I hope that this is sweet manna for you in your time of need like it was for me. And if this video was helpful for you, I hope that you'll hit subscribe. I hope you'll give it a thumbs up, and I'd love to talk with you down in the comments, and I'll see you again next week.